Oh, guys, this is a very unhappy Mad Red Army right now. The mood is one of disappointment, flatness, guttedness. I mean, amount of nussedness is that I can bring into this because you all just see my watch along. If you was watching, thanks for tuning in and staying with us through that because it was worse than the Chelsea game. It was just diabolically garbage. That's all I can say. Absolutely worthless, clueless, inept, spineless, whichever way you want to call it. I mean, it's one step forward, and now it's looking like 3 steps back. I mean, I'm not one for completely slaughtering a one particular player, a manager, or anything like that, but we just have to look at the facts. The facts don't lie. 15th in the league after 6 games. We had a chance. We had a chance of moving or just staking a claim today, and we just didn't look like we were just schooled by Arteta again, with no ideas going forward. All their game plan to me was just sit back, low block, and we will get a chance. Aubameyang will probably save us, and we just fell right into the trap. I've got Zeki with me. I've got Keane with me from the Weekly Armchair Podcast again. I think Mary and Said will be joining us shortly as well. But I'll start with you, Keane, mate. You said beforehand you want to be back in Ole, but tonight has that completely changed, mate? Is it Ole? Can we keep blaming these players? Can we constantly blame these players? We didn't look like we had a plan there today, mate, for me.
I mean, for so long, I suppose we've always been blaming the players, and for so long we've always kind of backed Ollie, and I've been a very big supporter of Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer at this club. But today, tactically inept, really tactically inept formation. Look, at the start of the game, we're all happy with the diamond because that worked really well against Leipzig. Though we got a 5-0 win, and look, at the end of the day, we're all happy again that he stuck to his guns and went to that same kind of system that got us the win. But then you look at the first kind of 20 minutes, half an hour of the game, you kind of see that formation doesn't work. And one thing I'd like to point out, and it was pointed out in the commentary, is Scott McTominay in there, in that right-hand side of that midfield kind of diamond, was very ineffective, kept coming into spaces where he wasn't needed, so it ruined the balance of the team. Like when you see that on the pitch, you need to shift your team, you need to make a change. Like Fred played out in that right, on Wednesday it was. Fred played out in that little role in the right side of the tree, and Matic was holding. If you're going to play McTominay in that diamond, you play him as the sitting midfielder. He's the more defensive midfielder out of the two. like Fred's the more box to box player who will get on the ball and actually make things happen out of the two. And then to see kind of McTominay play there and just ruin the balance of the team, that went beyond belief for me. And then I suppose Paul Pogba playing out on the left hand side in the second half as a left winger didn't make sense. Again, you take off Mason Greenwood, and like you bring on Cavani, fair enough, that's absolutely fantastic. You bring an attacking player on, but you play Cavani out in the wing. Like, come on, man. A man who's a target man, when we bring players into play, you play Cavani on the wing, and you keep Rashford up front, who's predominantly a winger. Like, I've been one of Ollie's biggest supporters. I've always stood by the man, and I really have. But some decisions he made tonight just did not make sense tactically. I don't know if it's part of Paul Pogba's contract where he has to play a certain amount of games, a certain amount of minutes, because that performance today was shambolic from Paul Pogba. People will go on and maybe like blame the defence for us losing today, but the defence didn't really do too much wrong defensively, but it was just one mishap from Paul Pogba at the back. Luke Shaw again today. Like, what does Luke Shaw actually do going forward? He offers absolutely nothing. The sooner Alex Telles gets better and gets fully fit, the better, because Luke Shaw, where he's good, he's decent defensively, but going forward, he's done. Like, he's finished. Again, just so frustrating because you look at a team like Arsenal, who on paper wouldn't have as good as a team as us. Let's be real about this. Their team isn't on paper as good as United's. But you have to put this into perspective. Arteta had them well drilled today. They're well coached. You can see a team that they've been coached. They've been well set up. Again, is that down to Ollie again that was just lack? So there was a lack of, I suppose, ambition to go and get forward. It was really flat. I don't know.
Oh,
I know.
I can hear it in your voice, Keno, mate. I mean, Zekia, Arteta's had half the purse, not even half the purse that Ollie's had in 18 months less, near enough, in terms of what Ollie's had so far now. And like Keane said there, they had a game plan. It wasn't a great one. It was disgrace that Arsenal came on low block at United, but that's the manager there who knows what squad he's got and knows how that squad is going to get a result, mate. There's really no excuse for Ollie with the amount of talent that he's got at his disposal for him to come up with any sort of excuse there. I mean, the players let him down, obviously. We know that. The players were poor today, but they also did not know what they were doing to me today. They didn't have a clue, mate, Zeki. I don't know how you've seen it, mate.
On one hand, I would say we are Manchester United. Arsenal, as much as you'd like to say it's a rivalry, we should be winning this match. But then if you do think about it, we've not come away against a defeat now against Newcastle. We've been beat by Arsenal. And the manager, he is not a bad manager, Arteta. You've seen today, he got the tactics spot on. He got the team spot on. He's had that team going for a long time now. This team, he's got a regular lineup. And if we're talking about Arteta, he's been under Arsene Wenger. He's worked with Pep Guardiola. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to break down teams and how to play against big teams like United. So, if you're looking at the managers and comparing them, I'd say Arteta got everything better today, better than Ollie. Everything was right. Come out and blame Solskjaer straight away from that performance. I just don't think it's something that we should be doing. A lot of players on the pitch.
I think he's soft, mate. I think you've been soft on him, mate. I really am. I know you know what I mean. I think it's one of them. It might be a love story for you, but I think for me, not good enough, mate. Adam,
I mean, is that right? Has Ollie said that again? Because I turned off. I couldn't be bothered listening.
I'm not. I can't be answering him, mate.
No fans in the state. That's a poor excuse for me.
The amount of money them.
That's just a cop out, guys.
You cannot. You just. It's like that. It's like, how long do you want to wait? How long do you want to wait for a player to have a good game? How much you're going to sacrifice? I look at the stats. The stats don't lie at the end of the day. There's only one stat I care about. You can forget your passing stats. You can forget all this, everything that rolls around, what up to do and everything like that. There's one stat that counts for me. There's 15th in the league after 6 games. And no win at home for 7. 1 point from 12 at home this season. Should have been beaten by Brighton and in the relegation zone right now. But for a little paint of a woodwork.
Adam, people were saying to me, "Why are you being so pessimistic? Why you not celebrating the win?" Of course, I'm celebrating the win, but I see the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is, mate, is that we're just not good enough under this manager. For me, guys, yeah, I understand you've got sentiment with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, legend of the football club. I understand it. You listen to me. That 99 goal was unbelievable. It gave us so many memories, yeah, as a fan, and it will live on. It will live on. It will live on. But right now, mate, it's not good enough as a manager. And do you know what, mate? I'll say it right now, mate. I'd have him sacked right now, mate. I really would, mate. It's not getting any better. We're not improving in the Premier League. Listen, you can do it in the Champions League and it's brilliant. You know what I mean? Away days in the Champions League. But Man United are not judged on away days in the Champions League, mate. For me, that's a fairy tale story. You know what I mean? We're never going to win the Champions League. You know what I mean? Them kind of things are called moments. We're not a Moments FC. Let's be honest here. We're not a Moments FC. We are Man United that plays well FC every game and consistently. And I'm going to Solskjaer, for me, is a weak manager. He can't get the best personnel right. He's sticking around with the formation like he's a world-class manager. Listen, I've always said it. I've said it to you, Adam, I said to you, Diamond, people will be laughing at me when I say 4-3-3 doesn't work. The Diamond one doesn't work. The 5 at the back doesn't work. Just play your best players under the right system, and that will work, mate. But he's not good enough. He's not good enough to make the right decision. For me, Donny van der Beek should have started today. But you know why? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got this mind where players have to fit in well and have to adapt to the league. Listen, mate, he's only 45 minutes down the road on a plane, mate. He's only living in Amsterdam. Bro, do you help me? You're going on like he's bloody from Colombia or something. You know, I'm trying to say to you about bedding into the squad, mate. He's been playing international football and he's talking about bedding the squad. What are you on about, man? Seriously, man. It's not good enough, mate. And the sooner he starts being strong as a manager, yeah, the better for everyone, mate. For everyone's mental health, mate. Because it's getting an absolute joke, mate. I'd rather have no football, yeah, in this lockdown than watching that garbage, mate. It's absolutely garbage. It's not good enough. Not a Man United way. He was brought on attacking football, attacking philosophy as a manager under under Sir Alex Ferguson. So where is that right now? Where's the philosophy you've been brought on? But you know why? Because he's been on the bench for half his career, hasn't he?
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. Attacking philosophy. We've had 4 games at home this season and had 2 goals. Keane, standards, mate. Standards need to be upheld. I'm not willing to accept 1 point from 12. I'm not willing to accept the comments that people were saying. You've got to give United a chance. Judge them in 5 or 6 games. But this is 6 games now, mate. It's 6 games in, and we are nowhere near. We're 5 behind Arsenal now. What is it now? I think we're disappearing. Everton away next. If we lose that, we're into the international break in the middle of a lockdown. And you know what? That's going to be hard to take, mate. It is, because we'll go out and we'll beat Istanbul this weekend, and everyone will get a little bit of a big up, and it'll be great. And I'll just look at it, I'll go, right, okay. We, after every single European game, look like we're knackered, mate. What's the difference between playing at a weekend in the Premier League and then playing well in the Champions League? From Saturday to Wednesday, it works, but from Wednesday to Saturday, it doesn't work. So you forget this 2 games in a week excuse, it's gone. It's another excuse I'm shoving aside. I'm not having it anymore, mate. We've got the biggest squad in the league. We've got the biggest squad in the league, and we cannot make 2 games a week work. We in Saeed spoke with rounds before the game. We was excited. We was all confident. This should have been an absolute walk in the park for United compared to the standard of players. I said the only tactic that Arteta has got is low block, wait for United to F up. And whoop, there you go. Why is there no discipline in this team, mate? Why is Pogba the furthest midfielder back when he's got 2 holding midfielders behind him? How is that? Where's the discipline?
First of all, why is he on the left wing? It's more, if you're going to play in a diamond, the diamond's supposed to be that midfielders go forward. You know, we're not playing the left back. He's playing left back. Bloody hell.
I mean, Keen answer. Yeah, Keen answer that super chat. Answer that super chat there, mate. That Mr. Dan United. Cheers, Dan, mate. Do you guys know why we pick players based on passion instead of talents? I am lost with it. This is a shocking football, and we sacked Jose for this. I mean, Keane,
like, if Jose Mourinho done that, like, look, if Jose Mourinho was doing that, we'd absolutely be slaughtering him for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I look at this with all this stuff with Ollie. It's a lack of coaching. He's not a good coach. Let's be real. He's not someone that has a system that's known for having a certain style of play. Like, we have to be real here. Ollie's been in the job since December 2018, and do any of you know what kind of style of football he plays? Really?
There you go. There you go.
You know, like, look, Saeed. There's times when, look, in time when we've all talked about Ollie, and I've often disagreed, saying when people saying give him time.
You know what? I want to respect Chloe. Does she mean Ollie's fault or the board's fault? What's Chloe saying?
No, Chloe thinks the players have to really hold their hands up.
You know what? And I agree with it. I really, really agree with it. The players today stunk the place out, mate. They really did. They lack a desire today. Very, very much lack a desire. But you know what, mate? I look at it. Sorry to cut you off there, Keane. But I've looked at the manager, mate. He didn't get off his seat until the 70th minute. I don't know if you've seen this, guys, but he didn't get off his seat until Arteta all day. Arteta's like, guys, position, guys, move forward. I'm not saying that you have the mark of a good manager is to be on the touchline screaming, because it doesn't work for every manager. But
you can hear him.
Sorry. What did you say, mate?
Go on, Keane.
Yeah, you can hear Arteta, like, literally from the first minute of the game. He's up off his chair, he's on the sideline, and you can literally hear the instructions to certain players. Like, even when Eddie Nketiah came on, he was literally giving them every instruction: get down the channels. Well, Ollie, he's sitting there on his iPad. Like, what's he doing? Like, honest to God, like, what is the man actually doing? What more do we have?
Dino knows what he's doing.
Solskjaer sat with the iPad again midweek against Leipzig, and we won there 5-0. So I don't get the difference between today and midweek. Because if you
look at this, I said this before, Zeki. Yeah, I said this before. Yeah, the Leipzig game was fantastic because we seen goals, but up until Rashford and Bruno coming on the pitch, that was the same game as Arsenal. We had one chance from Mason Greenwood and he put it away. And we did the same today, and Leno saved it. Without that first goal, Zeki, it seems like we don't have a plan. That's the problem. If we get the first goal, everything falls into place. It really does.
when we get the first goal because teams have to come out and attack us. Simple as that. Like, we can't break a team down that plays a low block. It's been the same since even when Jose Mourinho was in. We can't break down a team that has a low block. And again, that's down to tactics. Like, if you have the personnel, you have a Bruno, you have a Van der Beek, you have a Pogba, and we still can't break down a team that has a low block. Come on, man. This has to be down to the manager, because at the end of the day, they're all quality players who play at a really high level, not only like at United, but also internationally. So at the end of the day, we have to put this down to the manager. And I used to be one of his biggest supporters, but now I'm really questioning them now.
This is it. It's
You know what? Yeah, you can be an Ole supporter. I understand you, and you know what? I said to you, I keep saying it all the time, mate. I respect people's opinion. I really do. If you're Ole in, I respect you because you're trying to see some kind of consistency in the manager. You think it's the owners. I understand that, but when you can see from me, my aspect has never been personal. I've said it from day one. Yeah. I've said it. For me, he's not been a consistent manager. On the pitch, yeah, you cannot see his consistent philosophy, consistent style of play. It's not consistent. Yeah. And that's why I'm just saying to myself, why am I keep doing this? Like now, for me, you're looking at the league now, you're thinking, is it gone already? You know what I mean? Like, if we lose against Everton and Liverpool win, how many points are the ahead of us already?
Right, November. How many points are we off? How many points are we off right now? Is it...
That game in hand, does anyone realise that game in hand we'll win against Burnley? As much as the Burnley do badly, they'll stick the place out 5 at the back and then they'll probably lick a win. We don't even know, mate. We don't know.
Problem you've got is, mate, it's how many points are we behind
Liverpool
now?
9 points.
9 points behind. Yeah. Okay. Last season we won 3 games in a row or more, which was 4 once. We don't win games in a row, so 9 points. It's all over. It's all over. It's done, isn't it? We can't get 3 wins together. We're not going to get 3 wins together, are we, to challenge? I mean, I'm looking at City and Liverpool now, and they're not playing great, but they're just getting results done. But you can see that they're going to create something. If it's so obvious that all you've got to do against United is low block them and defend and wait for them to make a mistake, then you know what? We've got problems. You know what? It's one chance, hope it goes in, and then we can start working on our tactics. The tactics seem to be that they only come in once we're leading, and then it looks good. And don't get me wrong, I loved Leipzig. I said before that this squad should be challenging for the title, the way this league's going this season. I do. But when I see a result like that and we have 1 shot on target, I think maybe 2 in the end because Matic had a shot. I actually cheered that in my watch-along, Matic having a shot. I actually cheered the shot because that's
another one, Adam.
That's the only excitement I've had.
That's another one, Adam. Bringing on Matic. I don't understand where people are saying he gets the ball forward, but are you telling me you needed to take off? You need to bring on Matic when you had more forward? You need to win the game, mate. What are you doing? And you need to win the game, so why wasn't Mata, Van der Beek and Cavani, them sorts of players coming on? I understand the last 2 came on, but Mata shouldn't have been on. You have to sacrifice. Play without fear. Evra. People bash Evra for saying play without fear. And that is a message you have to tell these players. Guardiola, Klopp, all would have played. What they would have done was took out 1 player from the midfield and then play 4 or 5 attacking forwards. That's what you do. You don't bring you don't keep 2 in the midfield. Pivot.
Yeah, I mean, Zeki, I'll come to you first. I'll come to you on this super chat here, mate. At the end of the day, why aren't we getting the best out of this squad? Do you actually rate this squad, in your opinion? Do you think we have got a decent squad to challenge?
The squad's good enough. I can't pick out one. Well, I can't say I can't pick out one player, but this squad, the depth we've got now, growing, and the transfers we've made, bringing in Cavani, bringing in Van der Beek, it is good enough. It's good enough to challenge. But does the team work good enough together? That is the question, because if you look at the midfield of Pogba, Van der Beek and Bruno, does that work better than a midfield of McTominay, Fred and Bruno? And we've seen over PSG, they all had a brilliant game. I thought they played well. Newcastle played well. Leipzig played well again, but just today it didn't work. It didn't work today. I think Van der Beek deserved to start today. And Solskjaer's talking about...
Sorry, mate. It's not brave enough. The manager's not brave enough to drop Bruno. He's not brave enough to do that.
Dan United's asking you there, Saeed, mate. I mean, why bring Bruno off? Was Pogba more of a shout to go off?
I don't know. I think they're as bad as each other, mate. I really do. But
I'll be honest. I'm going to say there with you, mate. I can't praise any one or say any one person was worse today. They were all shocking, mate.
They're all bad as each other, mate. And the last question, mate. Listen, mate. I'd announce Pochettino. He's on Sky Sports tomorrow, isn't he? I'd announce him on Sky Sports Live, mate. This is what I'm saying to you right now. Sky Sports Live tomorrow. Announce Pochettino. Get the shirt ready. Look, you know when they do the unveiling, mate. Yeah. Get the shirt ready. Pochettino. Your manager, Man United, mate. That's what you are. Let him talk about his project for Man United. Let's go forward from there. What are we doing wasting? Pochettino is ready and available. With this squad, mate. Can you believe Pochettino with this squad? He had a squad of Tottenham that was laughable with a net spend of £0. He's got a squad there for me that can challenge for the league. And I'm telling you right now, it can challenge for the league.
I mean, Keane, mate, Sally says there, Ollie, to think that you can't play Van der Beek and Bruno together is unforgivable. I mean, someone's got to be able to unlock this Pandora's box of players that we've got, surely, mate.
Yeah, 100%. Like as Saeed touched on there, like Pochettino was a player, right? It was a manager that got Tottenham to a Champions League final with Harry Winks playing midfield. Like, come on, you give Pochettino this array of talent that we have in midfield. You don't. I dare to say we will be challenging at the top. But look, for Ollie to think that he can't play Van der Beek and Fernandes in the same team is laughable. Considering the fact, like, after lockdown, when we came back, we were playing Paul Pogba and Fernandes in the same midfield. Like, so what's that to say that we can't play Fernandes and Van der Beek in the same midfield when they're also similar players? Like, you know, really, I think it's just time to go. Really, I think he's just had his time.
Keane needs a stiff drink. Someone, if you know where Keane lives, go and knock on his door and drop a bottle at his doorstep because he's struggling. The lad's struggling. I haven't got anything in.
For Keane and Saeed.
Go on, Zeki, mate. Hit it up, pal.
If Solskjaer got the tactics right today, if what he did worked and Arsenal didn't drop off and we got a win today, would you still be asking for him to be sacked? That's what I want to know.
Well, we're not. I don't think we're going to be asking for him to be sacked. We're looking for consistency. We're looking for consistency, aren't we? If you can string 3 or 4 wins together, then you can see it. But it's 6 games in. If we don't beat Everton, Zeki, where would you stand then, mate? Because then we're in the relegation zone, pal.
Relegation zone's a bit far, to be honest.
Yeah, because that's what we're on the brink of right now.
We are on the brink, mate, you know what I mean? Yeah. If Brighton win today, mate, they are, I think, 11 on points.
We got now 16th. They're 1 point behind us, I think. So if Brighton do get a result against Tottenham, then we go in 16th, 1 place off relegation.
Oh, my Lord. And you know what, mate? People talk about game in hand, mate. That game in hand, does anyone know when we played that game in hand?
I don't even know, mate. I ain't got a clue. I mean, Aiden's in the thinking that this squad isn't as good as what we think.
Mate, it is good because you know why, mate? It's just you need a manager to get the best out of them, and Ollie's not getting the best out of his players. He's tinkering around. He's trying to try different formations. Listen, everyone was raving about the 4-2-3-1, and everyone said that's our favourite formation. Then everyone was learning about the 4-4-3-3. Then it was a 5 at the back. Oh, that's our best formation. Now the diamond people are saying let's scrap it all together. What is the right formation, guys? What is the right system? Does anyone know?
Mate, you know what? At the end of the day, I think we should just have gone and got some wingers and gone 4-4-2 and just cut out all the crap and just play the old traditional formation.
Like, you're talking about wingers there, Adam. You're talking about playing 4-4-2. Well, we were looking for a right winger during the summer and we didn't get him. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we had like some width out there today, it could have made a difference. Do you know what I mean? If
the problem is now we've Rashford now he's sort of Rashford's like a jack of all trades, master of none, innit? That's the problem because he was originally a winger and he was brilliant from the wing, but Ollie's convinced him now he can play as a striker. So Rashford's discipline goes in and out because he feels like he could do more in the middle when instead of sticking to his positional responsibilities out on the wing, and that's when it falls down. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't know which way is best for him now. He won't be able to tell you his best position right now. I guarantee it. The best thing Ollie did last year was stick Martial and keep him at number 9 and not keep changing him around. For me, it's now it's my favourite saying. It's right. It's break it all down, bring the whole squad in, and say winger Forward, defender,
There you go.
centre midfield. You're this, you're that. If you don't want to be that, that's it. That's a tough love, like Said was talking about. You have to be a hard manager. You're not that striker that I want. You're a winger. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to play there, then you don't play. You do not play. You know what I mean? It's trying to make players fit positions that doesn't work. And that's not all Ollie's fault, because that means he could have gone out in the transfer market and got the holding midfielder like Partey, who was available and would make so much sense to this team. It would make so much sense, but we let him go to Arsenal. We've got no money to spend. So there's no excuse for that from above. Ollie should have been given that opportunity.
What's your favourite saying, mate? Square pegs.
Round peg, square holes, mate. That's what it is with every player in our team at the moment. It's like now Fred's had his great games and now he's had a shocker today. Does that mean that we go back to Matic again? And then we start again with that and see if that works again. It's chopping and changing all the time. You have a good week, I have a good week. Good week, bad week. No, I want to be able to have a team I know that's going to actually play each week. And then if someone doesn't play well, then someone else comes in. That's what I want to see.
It's like pre-season, I think. What's going on at the moment? 1 week this team, 1 week that team, 1 week this formation, 1 week the next formation. It just seems a bit like pre-season football, what we're going through at the moment.
Harry Kane's bagged a penalty, hasn't he? So
Hurricane 1-0. Yeah, 1-0 Spurs, yeah. You just know, though, these teams that we're talking about are going to be walking away from us, mate. We're talking about the teams. How we even looking at maybe like title talk with this, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is crazy. But like Tottenham are going away from us. All these teams are picking up points, and it's just like
they're gone, mate. They're gone now. It's like a win now. A win now doesn't even take us into the top half of the table. That's how far behind we've fallen, behind so many. Even if we won our game in hand right now, we don't get into the top half of the table.
And that's not guaranteed as well.
That should tell you something. That should tell you something.
Against Tottenham, though, Burnley played a low block, and Tottenham just about got the result. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know if you could trust even Man United to get a result against Burnley. Like, you know, it's just at the minute, it's just not looking good at all, mate.
I just feel like, you know what, I said the other day, the fact that Ollie's still in the Champions League and it looks like we're pretty much already done and dusted, barring a complete catastrophe, I think Ollie's just going to be stuck in the job. It all depends if that is acceptable upstairs. How long does he get? How long do you give him? Does he wait until the end of the season and he's not in the Champions League and then we have to try and recoup again, regroup? I just don't know.
Knowing our next manager would be Michael Carrick, knowing the way that they're going with this, they just want to recycle whatever's in the club, reuse whatever we've had.
I'm with you, Dan, mate. I wasn't blaming I didn't want to blame pre-season after one game, mate. I thought that was a piss poor excuse after one game, Dan, mate. Totally with that. It's just another excuse. The fans not being in the stadium. We've had a disrupted pre-season. Judges after 5 or 6 games. Well, I'm looking at it going, you know what? Wolves lost 2 of their best players, but they're in the top 4. They had exactly the same pre-season as what we did. So what's our excuse? You know what I mean? I think we've got the worst. We must be. I think even Fulham have picked up a point at home, have they? Or somewhere on the road, or somewhere somehow. But oh God, my head's hurting thinking about it. It really is. Someone needs to give me something back. Tell me what exactly, or give me something encouraging, because I'm at a loss to find out how we move on from this. I don't know how. We've got Istanbul.
Who do you start against? Istanbul?
The one thing I'd say, the only kind of thing we can kind of look towards is if we get a result against Istanbul and we get 3 points, we're most likely into the knockout stage of the Champions League. That's probably the only positive we can probably take coming from the next fixtures coming forward. That's literally it.
What do you change going into that game against Istanbul? What formation? Who do you put in the team?
Well, to be honest, mate, you should be able to play anything against them and beat them.
Yeah.
You really should. You really should. I mean, they're organised and they had an alright game against PSG, but come on. We've got to start expecting.
That's when the pressure is off. Like, you look at the games, the PSG and Leipzig. Was Ollie really under pressure to win them games where we weren't fancy? No. It's the games that we're expected to win, we lose.
That's what Chris said there. Yeah, Chris said there, and people have said this to me, and I've picked up on this. I mentioned it at the end of my watch along in my final review. It was like all these opposition fans are absolutely loving what we are doing in the Champions League, because in their eyes, all it's doing is keeping Ollie in a job, and that's how they see it.
I know.
That's how they see it.
Sad. It's sad, you know. Arteta's what, a couple of months into his job, you know what I mean? Hardly a year, and he's showing more progress. You know what I mean? Looks like he's building something. As much as I could call him, you know what I mean, the Spanish Tony Pulis and whatnot, you know what I mean? It's like, at least he's trying to build something, mate, you know what I mean? And for me, I understand this look like, you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for me, like, he's brought the good feel factor. I remember going to Old Trafford, mate, and Mourinho, he made the whole of East Stand was empty, mate, and he came back. He brought the good feel factor to Old Trafford, and I thought, you know what, right, Ole's at the wheel. We saw that, but then we had a drop off, didn't we? After the PSG game, we didn't make top four. For me, I don't know why we didn't make top four, but that was a chance to get top four. Didn't make top four. Next season came in. We had a bit of a poor start to the season. He ended up, you know, I mean, losing to Newcastle, all these games, Bournemouth. Right, we brought Bruno Fernandes in. Lockdown came in. Lockdown form came in. We did brilliantly. Again now, start of the season, poor. Can't pick it up. It's almost like a yo-yo, this is. And I'm just like, where does it end then? Where does Man United end?
Well, this is it here, man.
Where's the
Sally's asking the question. He's saying, if you lose against Everton, is that it?
I think tonight's it, mate. I really do. But obviously, yeah, well, it's just... But then again, why would you wait to that moment? And maybe Martial might bring us the quality we need, you know what I mean, up front. But still, it's like Matic ahead of McTominay. Matic this. McTominay, Fred is he starting. Like, there's too many options, and I'm just like, play your best team.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, tell these guys that are on the bench, say, listen, I'm sorry, but the front 11 is better than you. I'm sorry, but they're better than you. They balanced it. They helped balance the team.
Like, so he's only 100 games into his job, and he doesn't know his best team yet.
Yeah, sorry, Key, mate. That's it, what Rance is saying now. 100 games for Ole, no style of play, but we will keep blaming the players. That's it. He's to the
100
point.
games in, he doesn't know his best team. Like, he's 100 games in, and people are still questioning certain players and what positions they should be playing. Like, if you're 100 games into a job, you sure you should know your best 11. Come on, like, you're in the job nearly 2 years now. 2 years next month. He's in the job.
Yeah, so Zeki, mate, like Keane said there, mate, excuses. But, I mean, where are you on that comment, Zeki, from that super chat there? He's blamed the fans again today. He's trying to say that the fans not being in the stadium. I understand that. Yeah, it is a little bit. But to believe me, if they were playing that bad, the fans wouldn't be cheering that ball into the goal, mate. The fans would be on them players' backs.
Yeah.
So that comment again, it's another one I can't stomach. I'm going to be honest, mate.
I don't think it's really a suitable excuse for the performance we put out today. No fans. Obviously, like you say, it is a point. If you come into Old Trafford, Arsenal at home, it's a big game. We're going to have the fans behind us. A full stadium near enough. And obviously the fans will help us. But I don't think fans being in the stadium today, if we did the same tactics, same lineup, I don't think the result would have changed, to be honest. It's not a good enough excuse. And it's what Solskjaer does in his interviews. He'll change it. He'll say something controversial. He'll say moving on to midweek, we've got a good game there. He'll say the fans. It's just the excuses aren't good enough anymore.
Okay, guys, I'm going to cheer you all up.
1-1.
This channel.
Is it 1-1?
No, it's not. I'm just going to explain why I'm going to cheer you all up now. Actually,
Well,
this channel is it's tagged as not for kids, and if you are of
oh my God! Don't
concerning,
say
no, it's not. It's our other popular friend who will just say it as it is. Take it away, my friend Mary. How are you feeling, my love?
Mary's in the building. we need it. What's that horn?
Yeah.
If you have kids in the room, take them out of the room right now. Because that
damn, man. Get a popcorn ready. Get a popcorn ready.
I need to go.
But Zeki was leaving then.
Zeki, you need to go if you're under 18. What a fucking shit show. What a disgrace. A midfield fucking shambles. a shit show from start to finish, to be tactically outdone by an absolutely appalling Arsenal team. You must be joking me. You must be absolutely joking me to be embarrassed at home against these are terrible. They're a terrible Arsenal team. They have a soft underbelly and they bullied us at Old Trafford. Partey was having a party. He bullied us. And Ollie wasted 60 minutes before he changed it. I love Ollie. I'm Ollie in. I can't defend him today. He played the diamond. I was happy with it. But after 10 minutes, he should have changed that. But because what was McTominay doing? Like, he cannot pass forward. Fred kept giving the ball away. Bruno, no man's land. Pogba, get out. Get out, Pogba. 89 million flop. Again, pulling out of tackles, giving away penalties. Get out. I've had enough. Honestly, 15th in the league after game week 7. It's a shambles. And to be outdone by Arsenal were so poor, to be outdone by them tactically and to be bullied by them on the pitch. Now, don't get me started on Mike Dean, because he bottled that Gabriel's second yellow. He should have been sent off, but at the end of the day, we could have been there. We could have been there till fucking 1 o'clock tomorrow in the morning, and we wouldn't have scored. Where was the urgency when Donny van der Beek came on? When Cavani came on, when Matic came on, where was the urgency? We never looked like we were going to score. The only chance we had was their keeper headed it off their own post. It was a shambles. It was a shambles. It was an embarrassment, Adam. I can't say it any more than that. He needs to get it right, because honestly, 15th in the league, we're not getting top 4 after this. We're not getting top 4.
Well, to do that, like I said,
Mary, but not with this manager. I'm saying.
No, we're not getting top 4.
No.
Like, how you can go from dominating Nagelsmann's RB Leipzig team to getting bossed by a terrible Arsenal team.
Probably the worst I've seen Arsenal. That's the worst Arsenal team ever.
It is. The thing you've got there is, it's like you said then, Mary, even Leno couldn't head the ball into his own goal for us. That's how poor we were. But I said to Said before, me and Said discussed this beforehand on Rant Show, and we said we know exactly what's coming. We knew what was coming. Yeah. Ollie must have known what was coming and had absolutely no answer to it. Low block, pray for Aubameyang. United will give you a chance. You've just got to take it. Bang, and it goes. Simple as. The easiest tactic in the world. The only reason we do good against better teams is because they're too stubborn to do what Arteta did today and accept that this United team cannot break you down. Pep Guardiola will never do well against United because he's too stubborn and he plays his way of football.
Yeah, but you know what that is, though? You know what that is?
He just would not do it.
He wouldn't do it because he knows he'll lose the game. And that's, for me, I know it sounds really, really bad, but I don't think Ollie would go toe-to-toe with his managers. But what he does is, and you know what, yeah, it can be a one-off game, it can work out, but Ollie has to stop being naive and thinking that same RB Leipzig will be the same Arsenal team. Arsenal stuck the place out today because you know why? They can't go toe-to-toe with Man United because they know they will beat them. United would have beat them today comfortably if Arteta played a reckless game. But you know what, though? That's the side of a top manager, to adapt to your formation and adapt to the way Man United play. United today, I don't know what was going on today. Like, no simple passes. Bruno today, and I don't know, Mary, you're going on about Pogba, but for me, Bruno today, simple passes. No. Why is he playing number 10? He can't be great. There
was not one. Now? I go through, what Harry Maguire said there, blaming the performance on complacency after the praise. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you've not had that much praise, Harry. We've had one win. We've had 1 point from 12 at home, 1 win in 7 in the league. There hasn't been that much praise, mate. I don't know where that came from. If you're talking the Leipzig game, then you're clutching at straws. But you're talking about Bruno in the midfield there. I'll just go through. I mean, this is a question for all you, actually. The midfield, Fred, McTominay, Pogba, Bruno, Matic. Who was worse? They were all shocking beyond belief. For every single one of our midfielders to have the worst game of the season in one game. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Zeka, going ahead, mate, people have asked the question. Zaid said Ollie's got to go out now after this one, but if he does, if the Everton game is his ultimate saviour and he needs to win that to save his job, mate, what team would you play in that to save him? Because I don't think he knows, mate. I don't think he knows what his best team is. I mean, would you have any idea who you would play in that Everton game now?
I don't even know what our best team is, and that tells you something about the club we're watching.
And that tells you something about that performance today, because no one can pick out one player with any sort of positivity.
I don't think anyone gives me confidence going into, not even Istanbul, not even Everton. We're talking Everton, yeah, they made good signings, but they've just been beat on Newcastle this week. Who was it last week? Southampton, they got beat by.
Yeah.
And am I confident going to play Everton? No, I'm not really. I'm not, and I don't even know
because
who we would play.
Everton always turn up against us. Everton always turn.
Not just Everton, teams are not scared of this team anymore.
Up for this one. Make no mistake. We're ripe for the picking right now. Yeah. And as Saeed says, you play a low block against Man United, you play a 3-5-2, you sit in there and say, right, here's the ball, break us down. We can't do it. We absolutely cannot do it.
And do you know what,
Bruno,
Mary?
with Pogba, go on, Saeed, take it away.
No, I don't want to cut you off there. I just think, Everton have lost the last 2 games, But what other incentive to go and win this game against Man United? James Rodriguez back, Digne back. You go and beat Man United and go show why. Yeah, exactly. No, Richarlison's still a 1 match away, I think. I think so, 1 match away, he's missing the United game. But Martial's back though. But what I'm trying to say to you is, Everton will just say to themselves, right, listen, let's, like Mary says, sit back, relax, don't let them have the ball. Let them have the ball, let them do what they want. We've got Decore, we've got Allen, we've got enough defenders here that can stop their defence, stop their attack. Sit back, and what we'll do is we'll play a simple ball over the top to, what's his name, Calvert-Lewin, and he'll score us a goal, and that's what they'll do. They did it against Liverpool, and it worked. And they'll do it the same against Man United. They'll sit back, frustrate us, and you never. Last time I've been told to Everton Goodison Park, mate, the 4-0, absolute drubbing, and then 1-1 where they played us off the park in the second half. That'll be it again. Ancelotti will have another one over Ollie, because you know why? For me, Ollie's not learning on the job yet again. He's not learning, guys. He's not learning.
Saeed and Mary and Zeki both picked up on a couple of points there, mate. I mean, I'm looking at this Everton game now and I'm going, right, Ollie now can't even think about the Everton game because he can't, it seems, think 2 games ahead. We've got Istanbul on Wednesday, I think, is it?
I think that, man. I'm
Wednesday,
not bothered about that,
Problem you've got now is key, mate. I'm not particularly bothered about that. I think we'll win that game, but Everton have got a masterclass of a manager in Ancelotti who's got a whole week to prepare for a piss poor United team. Has he got any chance here of getting through this, mate? Honestly, I mean, I'm looking at... They've got Ancelotti, who is frothing at the mouth right now after his 2 last results, like Saeed and Mary said then. I mean, come on. He's going to have to do something, or one of his players is going to have to really pull him out the mire here, mate, because I'm fearing the worst against Everton. I really am now, mate.
Yeah, look, you look at this game now against Istanbul. Make a few, you just get through that game, 90 minutes. Hopefully you get a win, and hopefully there's just, I suppose, we look ahead to Everton, because that's a massive game for Ollie. That's do or die for him at this stage. It really is. I think we're at a stage now where we need to win that game. Well, Ollie needs to win that game to save his job. And you're talking about maybe players who might drag him out in the mud. Martial coming back probably gives the team a boost. Restarts Van de Beek, probably gives the team a boost. But really, doesn't matter who we start, because Everton are a more informed team than us at the moment. Even despite 2 losses, at the end of the day, they're still a more informed team than us. Yeah. And they have a system and they have a style of play. We don't. We simply don't. And at the end of the day, and they players coming back, as you all touched on. Luca Digne, probably one of the best left backs in the league other than Andy Robertson. They've Calvert-Lewin, who's on absolute smoke. Even when they lost against Newcastle, he still gets on the score sheet last night. They've Andre Gomez, they've James Rodriguez, they've Alana in midfield. They have a lot of players who are playing well at the moment. They're on the up, and they have a system and they have a style of play. We don't. And do you feel confident going to Goodison Park? Absolutely not. I'm not. You have a good record there recently.
Man, the worst thing for us, I think, me and Saeed probably, we all get stick, but we know quite a few Arsenal fans, obviously, and it's like the booty whisperer there has come up with the chat there. We are just going to get absolutely annihilated this week by them. I've heard people saying DT's already laying down pure filth at us. It's just, we're there for the taking. I labelled this video, Mary, as Laughing Stock FC. because that's what all the opposite fans are saying now. Before you came on, I was saying all these opposition fans are actually buzzing that United are doing what they're doing in Europe because it keeps Ollie in a job. That's how they're looking at it. And we are just going to get ripped from one limb to another this week by these Arsenal fans. And you know what? You said it before. This Arsenal team, and I said it, shocking. Absolutely shocking. This fixture used to be one of the best fixtures going. Thank God this wasn't pay-per-view tonight, Mary. But end of the day, they're going away with a win. And they're 5 ahead of us now, Mary. That shower is 5 ahead of us.
It's unforgivable. Honestly, I cannot excuse this. Like, how you can get bullied against Arsenal, one of the weakest, both mentality and player-wise on the pitch, and you get bullied by them. Partey was magnificent, to be fair. Like, he had our midfielders, like, on a string. But, like, just to get tactically outdone by Arteta and Arsenal, we are a laughingstock. We are in the league. We got bullied against Crystal Palace, Brighton, Spurs. That was a mauling, and then to get done by and we haven't beaten them in four seasons. This is our 4th season without beating them, and they finished 10th last season. Like, this is how bad we are in the league. And someone said it on my channel. It's only for the fact that our Champions League form is keeping him in the job right now, because if it wasn't for the Champions League, he probably should be sacked right now. And like this, like, I am an Ollie inner all the way, but 15th in the league, like, and no home win, like, in how many games? 7, or worst start since 1972. I love him. He's a legend. He's in my top 10 all-time favourite players, but fucking hell. You just cannot excuse it. You absolutely can't. Like, I mean, Crystal Palace, Spurs, like, some of these games were anomalies, and because we were fit, but we're fit. Ollie even said it himself, we were fit. Players were on form. Our midfield, we were looking like, oh my God, look at our midfielders. All 6 of them are in form right now. They all stacked the place out today. Donny, decent when he came on, but he should have started. Didn't come on soon enough for me, because after fucking 10 minutes, I thought he should have made a change out there, because I mean, we would get bullied after 10 minutes, and to wait until the 68th minute was unforgivable, because we could all see it. Change the formation at half-time to 4-2-3-1. Looked decent, but again, the midfield, Bruno kept giving the ball away. Fred, and I love Fred, I'm Fred FC, but kept giving the ball away. McTominay, I don't know what he was doing in the base of the diamond, because he cannot pass forward. This player, limited player, decent, can do the donkey work, but he cannot pass forward. Kept turning back,
even when people are trying to pass him the ball, he hides. Like, the man hides. Like, when other players have the ball, McTominay hides. He never looks for the ball. And then when he has the ball, it's always sideways. There's nothing with any bit of ambition. He never goes forward.
Pogba was shocking.
Pogba, like, and I don't, again, like Saeed, I agree, I don't want to single him out, because Bruno was terrible. Like, all our midfielders were terrible, but Pogba,
I forgot Bruno played today.
And like, and for me, Pogba, why I single him out is he cost 89 million. He's won the World Cup, he's won, you know, Serie A's, Champions Leagues, unbelievable player on his day. But like, how many more excuses do we make for him? He's not, you know, someone needs to unlock him. He needs to be in this position, he needs to be in that position. 2 penalties he's given away this season, not just penalties. He was pulling out of tackles as well, which I don't like. I'm of the era of Brian Robson, Roy Keane, you know, tough midfielders in there. Don't fucking pull out of a tackle when you're a midfielder. It's unforgivable. And then when you do tackle, you give away a penalty. I cannot make there's no excuses in the world that can forgive these midfielders today. Pogba, Bruno, 2, McTominay, Fred, get out, because he stank the place out today. It's unforgivable against a terrible Arsenal team. Ollie, 0 out of 10 he gets for me, because tactically he was.
Do you trust in the process, Mary?
No,
be honest.
You don't. No, Saeed, I don't, because like. The only thing about Ollie Ouders that I don't agree with is that he has no tactics, because I think he does.
My issue is it's not consistent, Mary. No, he might have tactics, but it's not consistent enough.
And I totally agree, Saeed. It's not consistent. It hasn't been.
We're not seeing these tactics.
And it's like, it's 3 step forwards, 10 step back.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, it's just. It's infuriating, because
sorry to cut you off there, Mary, but to touch on Yeah, it's all right. To touch on the problem, the process there is I don't get how Ollie will only play Van der Beek in number 10. This was my point exactly. If you bought this player, then you would have known how he played in the Dutch league. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to play in the number 10. Yeah, you can swap him for Bruno like he has done, but what is this all about? I've heard Evra say it as well. He brought Donny van der Beek in, but he can't play because Bruno's there. He can play left or right. We're talking that now, and this is a horrible, horrible thought for me, but right now, I'll just come to you first, Zeki, on this one, mate, because I know Zaid's going to go off on this one. Does this mean that Dan James and Juan Mata have to come back into the team, mate, now? Do we have to revert back again?
Oh, my God. Ricky was probably saying that. Ricky, bloody hell.
I know.
Apparently, he was going off on his fan cam, apparently.
Hey, Ricky.
Yeah.
But these are quality players, though. I don't understand. These are quality players on paper. How can you be moaning about that?
No. Anyone remember when Pogba won us points?
No way, 2018.
Keen right on it, mate. That literally was. What happens? I mean, Zeki, what happens to these players when they come to United, mate? Because I know if Bruno went and played in that Arsenal team, he'd look like a world beater, mate. He's a world beater now, mate, but I just feel like everyone would sort of be on the same wavelength as him. You can't get a player in of this quality and it not work. Something's wrong with how you work the other players around it. You can't have one like Van der Beek and it doesn't work. You can't have Pogba, it doesn't work. Martial, Rashford. You've got some absolute quality players which every club in this league would take off our hands instantly. So how does it not work at United? Is that purely down to the management and the coaching staff, mate? Is it? Or is it, are they brought in and soft-soaped that much? No tough love, like Mary said, back in the day when you came to United and you were scared to make a mistake. Right now, it doesn't look like it matters, mate.
How often, though? The reason I say Pogba at the start, he was my first player that I had a dig at. It's because how often does Bruno Fernandes have a performance like that? Let's be honest, he doesn't always have a game that bad.
I think he's been poor for a while, though, mate. I really do, mate. I'm sorry, but he's been poor for a while, Bruno, as well.
Bruno?
Yeah, he's been since the Newcastle game. He had a good game against Newcastle, but
this,
apart
you know
from
what?
that, mate.
Saeed's touched on a point now. Everyone knows I love Bruno. The problem I've got is I know Bruno's not been playing well, but even when he's not playing well, he's better than everyone else in the team.
The guy's been playing nearly every week. He's due to have a bad game or two. I mean, if you look what he came on against Leipzig, what did he do bad then? I wouldn't say he did. Chelsea at home, he didn't have his best performance, did he? And today, Arsenal, he's got to redeem himself next week.
This is it. Now, think it doesn't take much. If you've got any tactical nous, then you know how you can nullify United and United's best players. Chelsea put 3 men on Bruno constantly because they knew that nothing else would come anywhere else because they had no one else. Mata was never going to work, and Dan James isn't a threat. So what did Chelsea do? Right, that's it. Let's take Bruno out of the game. United are done. Simple as. You know what I mean? Destroy his confidence. It works against Leipzig because he came on, and Leipzig were at a level, and they were playing to a pace that United were going along with. As soon as you injected a little bit of something different, Leipzig just got absolutely bamboozled and destroyed. The problem is, we can't find a system that brings that in and dominating a game from the get-go. I can't remember the last game we dominated. I really can't. Where you wasn't on the edge of your seat hoping and praying. I can't remember it. I really can't. I mean, maybe Sheffield United at home. That's the last time I think we dominated a game and constantly was in control. Even the Villa away game, we got a lucky penalty which set the ball in motion again. But I just feel like right now, I'm like, have we got, with the amount of players we've got, the highest paid squad in the country, the 3rd highest in the world? Is there any system in there that works, Keane, mate? I mean, I don't know, mate. I really don't. I'm at a loss now because it's not 1 step forward and 2 back. It's 1 step forward and 3 back now, mate. It really is because I said even if we win 2 games, we're barely scraping back into the top half of the table. It's moving away from us.
And that's the issue
look,
for
we
me.
were all calling for that diamond. Like, we're all calling for that diamond. But today, like, it showed that.
What we call it for it, though? Will we call it for it based on hype, or will we call it for because it suits our team? That's my only issue. But we're calling for it because...
Mate, do you know why we were calling for it? Do you know why we were calling for it? Because it was something we hadn't tried and we're clutching at straws.
Yeah,
that's why we're calling for it.
Yeah, Yeah, look, I'll be honest. As Adam said, like I was calling for that formation previously because it gets certain players into their best positions. But as we've seen today, the team against the top side who are going to play low block, it's not going to work. Like we played many formations. We tried and tested the 3-5-2, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 4-1-2-1-2. Where do we go from here? Like, where do we actually go? What do we do? Because against Everton, who are a team who are going to be very aggressive next week and play a similar way to Arsenal, like play the low block and then hit us on the counter. Like, what are we going to do next week? And like another thing, just with regards to this, if they bring in a Juan Mata or a Dan James next week, Everton's fullbacks are going to eat them alive. They're going to eat them alive. And you take into consideration as well, people are talking about the way Bruno's playing poorly. Decore is going to be sitting there in midfield, and he's going to try man mark him out of the game. After that, then we've no creativity. So, look, there's a lot of questions to be answered in terms of where do we go from here, because we have options, but do we trust the manager to make the right decisions? That's the question.
That's it. I mean, Mary, where do you stand on it? I mean, is it just simply clutching at straws? We've been through every. I keep quoting Mike Bassett, England manager. In the end, it's just going to come down to a 4-4-2, and we're just going to stick with it. We're trying all the formations in the world. We're trying to shoehorn players into positions that just don't suit. It's like Fred and McTominay. Pick one. Why does it always have to be two? You know what I mean? Why is Van der Beek not doing McTominay's role today? Do you know what I mean? Arsenal were never ever going to threaten our defence today. Van der Beek could have easily played that. We would see that from a mile away. I was happy. I thought the team was solid enough. But when you realise that Arsenal are there for the low block, make an early change. Make that half-time substitution. I thought when I seen Van der Beek and Matic warming up at half-time, he might have done it. I thought, well, here we go, Ali. We're having something. But it didn't happen, Mary. And we've sort of run out of ideas now. We've run out of formations. Is it like Saeed said? Do we just, end of the day, let's just stick our best team on and let's just roll with it? Because I just can't see. I'm struggling for a way forward right now. I really am.
But does Ali even know what our best team is? You could say pick our best team, but he doesn't know. And then, like, you can play, like, we all wanted the 4-4-2 diamond, but at the same time, it worked against Leipzig. But just because it worked against Leipzig doesn't mean it works against Arsenal. So you have to pick the right formation against the right team.
Exactly.
So you have
adaptability.
Exactly. So you need to pick it against the team that it works against. So because it worked against Leipzig didn't mean it worked against Arsenal. You picked it, it didn't work after 10 minutes, you should have changed it. He waited till half time, but again, I thought the personnel were wrong in those positions and they just weren't playing well. He should have changed it earlier, but like going into the Everton game, what, are you going to play 4-2-3-1 just because the diamond didn't work? But no, you need to play what formation works against Everton. Yes. That's the formation you pick. So you scout Everton, and you should have been scouting them from weeks ago with McKenna, even though I don't think they're good enough, and I've said it on this channel, McKenna, Carrick, Mike Phelan, I think they're dinosaurs and inexperienced, but they're there.
What does McKenna do? What does McKenna did today? What did he do today? Do you know?
Nothing. Put out the cones. That's what they do in every.
I mean, look at it this way. I'll look at it this way. In terms of managers, we've all talked about it. I want to see passion from my manager, because if you've got a plan and it's not going according to plan, then you're about as useless as I am screaming at my TV screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're about as useless as me screaming at my TV. You're not doing anything. When you've got the opportunity there with no fans in the stadium to get your message across and what you want to do. What is this sitting down and look at the best managers? Klopp, Pep. Who else is there? I mean, even Hassan Hootel now, the energetic, the sideline ones who are dictating to their players. They're making them. Because this mentality now is one of, these players need to be, I think these players need to be fed. I think they just need to be told what to do, because it's quite clear they're not taking it upon themselves. It's the modern world. It's just what it is. The men are gone from this game. They really are. So if you want something to happen, you have to make it happen as a coach. I'll just go with gracious 11 cheers, mate. I can't pinpoint what it is, but it just seems like the constant changing of formations and approach each game could be affecting our results. I think Ollie has to stick to something and go with it. I mean, inconsistency in every way, shape, and form, Mary. Because we can't decide on a team, we can't decide on a formation, we can't decide on certain players and the positions that they actually play and what's best for him. Is there any hope at all in this? It's so scattergun in every department. Said said, what are the coaches doing? Who's in charge? Who plays best in this position? What formation is best? Who's the best player for that position? I've got no idea.
And he did this at Cardiff as well. I don't want to be hammering him because he's getting enough of a hammering, but he did it at Cardiff. He was chopping and changing the formation. He was chopping and changing the selection. And really, is it a second full season now? He's been here. It's probably going to be our longest serving manager in the next couple of months.
Yep.
And you still don't know what your right formation is. You still don't know what the formation is to go in, week out with these players. You don't know what selection you want. You don't know what starting 11 you want. You don't know where Donny fits in. Why did you sign him? Why did you sign him if you're only going to play at number 10? Why Pogba left of a midfield 3, but you don't play him there, so why are you playing him? McTominay at the base of the diamond, not good enough. Matic can't play week in, week out at the wherever you're playing him, but like you're switching the form. And it worked in the Champions League games because you do need to do this in the Champions League games. But in the Premier League, you're going from a 4-2-3-1 against Chelsea, and you're going into a diamond, and it's chopping and changing. No wonder the midfielders look lost out there today, because they didn't know what they were supposed to be doing. Because you're switching a formation every time we turn around. You're switching it. What is the right formation? What are the players going to play out there? What are the correct players out there? These are my first 11. These are my 7 substitutes. This is my formation, and here we go. Come at us. Show us what you got. This is what we do. If it's not working, we're going to do this. I'm going to bring on X, Y, and Z. But he doesn't know. He genuinely, I'm at the point where he doesn't know what his starting 11 is. He doesn't know what his favourite formation is. He's not getting the best out of certain players. And he's getting it wrong, in my opinion, now, and like it's. I'm not sure he's going to turn it around at this stage, especially not in the Premier League. He seems to know in the Champions League, but that's not enough. Our bread and butter is in the Premier League, and we're 15th.
Yeah, this is it. I'm scared of going on social media now, just simply to see the pathetic "we're sorry" posts from all the players. I can't stand it. I mean, you've been doing it all season, boys. When's it going to change?
MUTV propaganda when they're smiling to the cameras. I'm tired of all that. I'm tired of all this,
garbage,
legs in the training ground. I don't want to see all that, mate. I just want to see you win football matches, and that is it, mate.
That's it. So, to finish up with tonight, I'm just going to go around the Zekis has had to leave us. I'm not sure where he's gone, but he's probably got some project he's got to deal with. He usually has. Poor lad. I wouldn't want to be working on any project right now after watching that. It's not in this frame of mind. But I'm just going to go around. Keane, how many more games does Ollie last, mate, at this rate? 2. Mary, what are you saying?
He'll be gone by Christmas.
I think that skeleton behind you look a realistic look on his face.
I know.
I was going to say it was Joel Glazer, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Zaid, mate, do I have to ask?
I don't know, mate. Someone was saying, I was saying on the stream before, does Ollie look hungover, man? Did he go out last night for Halloween? You know what I mean? He didn't get off his, he didn't get off his touchline, mate. But listen, you know my feelings, mate. I think he should have gone after Tottenham game. He's had a few fixtures now to get back on it again. I don't know, man. I think it's just inevitable, mate. It really does, man. You know what I mean? He's just, for me, he's in a job where it's just too big for his boots, mate. He's too big for his boots, and that's it, mate. So for me, he's got to go. He's got to go. If he loses to Everton, mate, he's got to go. But I would get him out now. But that's me, eh?
That's it. And to finish on a positive note, we're all happy to see that Said has landed the helicopter. His new gear. He's
that's
all
it,
in.
Mate.
He's sorted.
Chris Kamara. Live on Sky Sports News.
Who got sent off?
Anyway, the quality. Oh, guys, it's not going to be an easy sleep tonight. Not knowing that I've got all lockdown issues to deal with this week, and God knows where I'll be at the end of it. I really don't know. But United not helping the cause either.
Come on, said you'd rather have no football than lockdown. You know what I mean? Let's give it some sanity. You
I
know,
know. We were all happy that we still had football yesterday, mate. I'm changing my mind now.
telling you, rather have lockdown with Boris. Just save us, will you?
Yeah, I know.
Waste, man.
No. Right, guys, that is it. I'm going to wrap it up. We've done over an hour. Cheers for all the super chats, everybody, all the chats. The members, you've been spot on today, members. I can't disagree with anything that you've said, to be honest. You've been bang on it. But yeah, cheers for everyone tuning in and dealing with what we've had to watch there today. But we move
And
on.
I've got these City fans laughing at me in my house, mate. I'm full of City fans in my house as well.
Oh God.
Bad days,
God,
bad
no.
days. People, love you all. Stay safe. Hopefully lockdown doesn't affect you too bad on what's coming. My fellow Irish friends here above and just below are already dealing with it. So we're all in the same boat now, people. We're all in the same boat. And in terms of football, that doesn't seem to be one that's floating very well at the moment either. But we move on. Istanbul in the week. God. Okay, it's like hard getting up for anything now, isn't it? But that's it, people. I'm
Reunited
done.
with Raphael.
Yeah, Raphael's back. There's a full back. There's some fight and desire, but that's one thing we're lacking at the moment, people. But tomorrow's another day. Will it look any different tomorrow? I don't think so. We're still going to be 15th, and I'm going to leave you with that, people. Take care. I will see you in the week. Stay tuned. Bye.